Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you guys are doing very well. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel, so thank you very much for your support. So quick recap, I'll make this one short since I've posted two back-to-back very long videos over the weekend. If you haven't seen them, I highly recommend you watch them and come back with any questions you may have or anything that is unclear, but we covered a lot of things. So a lot of people were predicting a Black Monday. Obviously, again, for time number 17, it did not happen. Financial conditions are improving dramatically, very quickly. So yields have been dropping quite aggressively, which is good. As I've said in my previous videos, bonds seem to be wanting to break out. It would be great if TLT can have a nice closure for the week well above 90. That would be very good. And then we can start moving into the 100 level. Powell has spoken today. He's basically hinted into more rate cuts and the stop of QT. Why? Because next year is the year where a large portion of government debt refinancing needs to happen. And this is the part where it stops being political and it becomes a survival problem. So basically, and you don't want to be the Fed chairman highly responsible for a big catastrophe. As I've told you, the bond market in general is by far the most important one. It dictates and influences all the other markets on the planet. From stocks to real estate to commodities, it doesn't matter. There's no way the world can function with a non-functioning bond market. So the Fed will play ball because they have to. He didn't want to do it. He has to do it. So that's why you see his speech changing quite so dramatically in a couple of months. So the political games are starting to be behind us. There was this famous trader that basically shorted Bitcoin at the exact perfect time on Friday before the big flash crash. He has then opened new short positions on the bounce yesterday, bigger than the ones that he had on Friday. And as of now, he has closed all his short positions on Bitcoin, which signals that the market can now go up. So this person made like a bandit. Good for them, I guess. Very suspicious behavior, but I cannot prove anything. So this is where it stops, my conspiracy theories. So on Friday, the world was ending. Today, the Russell 2000 puts in a new all-time high. The Dow Jones also goes up quite a bit. Nasdaq and S&P a little bit under pressure, but nothing special. I get the feeling that before you know it, we're back to new all-time highs. And all of this is nothing but a bad memory. All the big KOLs, including Ivan on Tech, talking about bear markets non-stop. And all these people will change. Crypto Banter posted a video today saying that the sell-off was going to get much worse in crypto, which means probably the bottom is in. Because basically what it means is tomorrow he's posting a video on why the bull run will last more than ever before. This is him. There's nothing we can do about this. You're going to see this all the time. So because the market is still in fear, he posts a video of extreme fear. As soon as the market turns bullish, he will post a video saying that Bitcoin is going to go 100x from here, and probably recommending you some trading bots so you can get completely annihilated in those as well. So when you pay people like Crypto Banter or like Ran Nuna, you pay for the privilege of losing money faster than you would on your own. That's basically what's happening. So I hope you learn, because wait for it, this is going to repeat. Oh, by the way, Jim Cramer just came out saying, I hope people sell crypto to buy real assets. So this is great. So as of now, Jim Cramer is super bearish crypto, which is exactly what we need. And basically, Peter Schiff was also calling for the complete collapse of crypto exactly at the bottom of the flash crash. Ever since he made that tweet, we've done nothing but go up. So the universe remains the same. Peter Schiff and Jim Cramer remain great inverse oracles. Everyone, and this is a problem with the movie The Big Short and Michael Burry, etc. I am a big fan of The Big Short movie. I liked it, I enjoyed it, I actually understand it quite well, and it's quite fascinating. The problem that it has is that it made cool to predict bubbles and try to bet against the American economy, or whatever you want to call it, in order to make money. Most people actually are not aware. Every time that I see Michael Burry, the guy from The Big Short, predicts a supermarket crash, blah, 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 coming, my reaction is, yeah, I know. Do you know how I know he's predicting it? Because he's been predicting it for 10 years every year. So there's nothing special about it. It's always the same thing repeated over and over again. But the issue is that movies like that made it very cool to try and be the next Michael Burry and predict tops of bubbles, and you completely missed that the system has changed dramatically in 2008. So you've been betting and betting against this stock market, and you fail to understand that the key is the money is worth less and less. That's the problem. That's why these people are consistently wrong, and they will be wrong. And shorting is so much, in my view, is so stupid comparing to long that, I mean, I'll just throw you a little bit of math so you understand, right? Bitcoin is at $113,000 right now. If you short it today and it goes to $1, you make 100% your money. That's it. So if you short it right now and it collapses to zero or close to zero, you will make 100% whatever your short is. So if you short $10,000, you're going to get $10,000 more. But if you long Bitcoin at $1,000 and it goes to $113,000, you just made 113-fold your money. You see why it's stupid? If you bought the S&P at the bottom of the financial crisis in 2009, you would be up 10x. If you shorted the top of the S&P and it went to zero, you made 2x. Unless you do leverage, and then you find out, like people on Friday, what leverage really means. That's why to me it's stupid. Particularly when the people that control the currency keep on debasing it non-stop every year. That makes it even more stupid. But that's my opinion. Up to you guys. You want to short it, have fun. And in many countries, you even pay short-term capital gains tax because you shouldn't be holding those positions. I mean, up to you. So, I think we will be hitting new all-time highs fairly soon. I think this will be nothing but a bad memory and the big liquidation event. If people like me who are very much into the space, I love to see these massive liquidations. Not in the sense that I like to see people getting destroyed. That's not the point. I'm talking about the health of the market dramatically shoots higher because now all this leverage, all these people desperate to dump on your heads are now all out. And I just can imagine how much money Binance has made if they are willing to give 300 million to their users as a little gift. I can just imagine how many billions of dollars they made on the liquidation. But that's something to, to think about. I just find it hilarious. But once again, I hope that people learn, at least for the next 6 months to 12 months, exactly how dangerous leverage is, exactly how these narratives end up playing out, and they are nothing burgers, because this is the key. And I've seen other channels that are bullish and they fall for this trap, and this is going to be the last point that I'll cover today. The price of crypto and Bitcoin in particular is like 88% correlated with global M2 and the business cycle, but especially global M2, okay, with liquidity. 88%. That means that the 12% remaining, things like Friday, things like Trump tariffs, things like Mt. Gox, things like China banning crypto, things like the conflicts in Europe, things like high inflation, things like that are 12% of the price action. Things like the Clarity Act is not passing the Senate yet, or things like the US has not started buying Bitcoin yet, blah, blah, these kind of things. These are 12% of the price action. That means that whenever you give enough time, we revert, obviously, to the 88% influence, which is liquidity, which is global M2 going up. Yet, people spend all their time talking, fantasizing, having theories, trying to predict, trying to say when this happens, then this will follow on the 12%. Like, they spend 2 seconds talking about the 88%, and they spend hours and hours talking about the 12%. I guess this happens when you have to create content on a weekly or daily basis, and you really don't have much to talk about. So basically what you do is you try to, try to make these connections and these correlations, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We've had, throughout this period, almost on a weekly basis, news about the tariff situation worsening, and the market has done nothing but go up. Then all of a sudden, you have another tariff news, and now the market goes down a lot on Friday, right? Now all of a sudden is, the entire sell-off is because of tariffs. Well, if that's the case, why did we spend entire months talking about, like, India got a 50% tariff? Actual tariff, not talking about putting tariffs, actual tariffs. Brazil got on 50% tariffs, actual tariffs. The Canadian situation still not solved, actual tariffs. 100% tariffs on China, talking about it. And there's a track record of, we talk about 100% and then it ends up not being really like that. But the other 50% in India, Brazil, those are real. Those have already happened. Those are set in stone, yet the market went up. Again, 88% liquidity, 12% noise, other stuff, short-term stuff. Yet people spend all their time thinking and talking about the 12% stuff. I guess they have to create content for YouTube channels and for Twitter posts. It's my only explanation. Why would you spend all the time talking about something that if you give in any meaningful amount of time, all those things become irrelevant? So that's the question that I drop you, and I would like to hear your opinions. If you do enjoy the content, please drop that like and subscribe. As you guys know, it's the only thing that I ask. Catch you in the next one. And I hope you come back. I should be posting in a couple of days, maybe tomorrow, Thursday should be the day. With that, don't forget, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.